I want to talk about men guided by vision. Let me slow it down again. I want to talk about men guided by vision and pose a question. Are you a person of vision? I want to throw it at you one more time, because here lies the victories of life. Here is where we know what your future will be. Here's where we are trapped in truism. Men and women guided by vision. And the question is, are you a person of vision? You know, this is year 26. 2026 is a year of transition through biblical meditation. And we've been talking about next level living. And we've asked the question, what's holding you back? Why you can't get to this next level? You should not stay here all your life. And then we went to try to metaphor the economy of thought. Your goods and services are determined by your thinking, what you're able to produce. But today I want to talk about, because it's Men's Day, and I'm not excluding men. You know, we're Adam, but Adam means mankind. But I want to specifically know there's a place for men that God has designed, an ability that God has given you that you may be neglecting. Is that okay? That's okay. Does that make sense? Are you still with me? And the question is, just look at your neighbor and say, are you a person of vision? I almost want to skip my assignment, but I just feel God, and I'm trying to get there. I know the haves and the have-nots. The haves are people with vision, and the have-nots are people without vision. It don't matter where you go. It doesn't matter your name or your lineage. Is it your destiny or your future? It's based on your personal vision. I know people who have lived in the same house 46 years because they had no vision for the next level. Vision. I know folk who been broke all their lives. And the reason is they have no vision for their finance, especially here in America, in this capitalistic society, and folk dying trying to get here. And yet we here, and we trying to praise success, and the Bible rebukes that. It is an indictment, I'm going to show it to you in a minute, that without a vision, people perish. It did not say without a prayer. It did not say without going to church. It said without a vision. I should say visions, because you need a vision for every area of your life. There are people married have no visions for their marriage. They're just taking it day at a time. But you ought to have a vision. I'm coming. You essentially made me overlook my assignment, you see. Ask your neighbor, I ain't trying to get in your business, but I'm concerned about your life. Do you have a vision? I said the other day, I said, how many would love to turn back the hands of time, if you had known then what you know now, oh, how your life would be different. The way to turn back the hands, you have to go ahead of your life with a vision. And then you can make the decisions that brings you to the vision. But if you have no vision, then you live in a day at a time. I feel like Pastor Matt, that I feel like preaching. That's what I'm saying. Because it's no big thing. It's no big thing for you to like me if you're not growing. It's no big thing for your life. I mean, if your life is not changed to belong to the fountain, it really don't mean nothing. You know, it just means you have a good time, you're in a good place, and people love you, but it don't change you. It don't change you because this is what the record said. I'm talking about a truism. I'm finna go there. But you need to ask yourself, what is your vision for your children? What's your vision? Where's your vision? Where's Denzel? He's in it. What is your vision for Ace? The Lord has blessed him with a son. Oh, come on, give him back. And it's going to take more than his lineage for Ace to be the man that he wants. Oh, you're going to make me preach. You're going to make me preach. So he got to have a vision when to spank his butt. Because he's trying to pull something out of his life. I'm just being bishop today. Is that all right? So let's walk at it. Let's walk in it. And then you ask the question, and you don't have to impress me, because even if you lie, it don't change the circumstance. Even if you fake me out, don't change the circumstance. You see, thought is everything. That's anything. Sister Ashley said, I don't know if I like this dress. I said, no, boo, no, you're looking at it wrong. You make clothes look good. Clothes don't make you look good. It's your attitude. Anything I put on look good because it's on me. I don't. You'll save a lot of money. You'll save, because you can't buy a good look. You got to have it in your heart. You know, don't I look good? And I got my own opinion about it. So you see, I don't have to I don't have to chase them other people's name so I can be, because they should be happy if I put their stuff on. That's an attitude. Let me get to my lesson, because a lot of you don't have visions, and so you chasing things that don't produce life. Our Lord, forgive me for not doing my assignment today. I just feel an urge to next level living. I go to church, but what's holding me back? And we talked about the economy of thought. Everything, the origin of all things is thought. And so today we want to focus on men and women guided by vision. And the question is, are you or have you become a person of vision? There's an indictment, there's a truism. I'm not going to read a lot of scriptures today. I just want to do this one true. If this is true, then we cannot fight. Paul said, we can't kick against the prick. If this be true, if this is a truism, then not to have what it says is to be self-defeated. And so I just yeah. Proverbs 29 and 18. And it says this, God is speaking through the prophet. And he says, where there is no vision. I heard somebody say, I got a vision. But the text says, where there is no vision, that means I need a vision for everything that I'm about to do. I can't have a vision for finance and don't have a vision for relationship. I can't have a vision for a big house and not have a vision for character. The indictment is, or the truism is, wherever there is no vision, the people perish. But he says, but they that keepeth the law or the word of God, happy is he. I made a few notes. I'll jump on them as we go down. One of the things that's defeating us, and is so critical that you wake up or catch it, that I just put a note here so you can at least take a picture of it, okay? Note says, if you only live life in the moment, your life will end in poverty. Oh, let's say it one more time. Man, you know, I remember, Brother Miller, we was poor, and my dad would always find old trap, and then we'd pull it in the backyard, and we'd try to find parts for it. Because we didn't have no car, we was trying to make a car. And my dad would go to the junkyard and get a transmission, and we get out there crawling there trying to figure out how to put the transmission in. He'd be using his little book, and he couldn't read, but he could see pictures. And we put the transmission in, and we think we're ready to roll, and then we recognize we bought a no good transmission from the junkyard. So we had to start all over again. You see what I'm saying? But he was determined. Man, my shot, I said to start talking about my dad on Father's Day. That's going to mess me up. Woo! Glory to God. Oh, man. I remember my dad got his first good car. Oh, he was a happy guy. My dad never had a good car. God, why did I go there? Forgive me. But it's in my spirit. Let me just talk about it with my dad. My dad never had a good car. We patched so many raggedy cars. And one day, he started working 2 jobs and putting away a little money. And then he found a car. I can tell you what, it was a 1965 Buick Wildcat with the shift in the floor and bucket seats. God help me, Jesus. I shouldn't have went here. And I'm saying, Dad said, I like this car. It's going to be mine. I said, Dad, he said, yeah, I'm going to get it. He said, they let me drive. I just wanted you to see it. I said, okay, Dad. And I remember, I said, Dad, I ain't going to get this car. But some kind of way he went to the loan company. And the theme of the loan company was this: never borrow money needlessly, but when you must, borrow confidently from HFC. And FHC acted the fool and gave my daddy a loan for this car. And he was the happiest man in the world. And I watched it every day I could so I could drive that Wildcat with the shifting front. But the thing was, he had a vision for more. And without a vision, people perish. They perish. And a lot of us are visionless. And because of that, and because we live in the moment, we're going to die broke. I looked up the word vision, and I got a couple of definitions so we get clear here. Vision encompasses both a biological process of sight and the cognitive ability to conceptualize your future. It's translated in two primary definitions: biological vision or sense of sight. Biologically, vision is the complex process where the eyes and the brain work together to perceive the world through light. The process: light enters the eye and is focused on the retina, which converts the light into electronic signals. These signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain, where they are processed into mental images. physical sight. When I look over there, the light hits my eye, and it sends a signal to my brain, and I see it comes back, and I analyze my physical sight. That's a fine woman sitting over there. That's my perception physically. And she's mine, all mine. Now, some folk got some fine women that they're married to, but your perception, your sight is off. Because all you see is problems. No matter how the light hits your eye, the devil done stole your thoughts and you cancel your blessing. I feel like preaching up in here. You know something? Touch your neighbor and say, what do you see? Watch out, Logan. You're going too deep over there. Oh, Logan, he went in. She said, you better behave. It's Father's Day. I'm duty bound to bless you today. You behave, boy. Behave. Wait to see. I'm just saying this is life. And people say, oh, you shouldn't be talking like that. And I should be talking about your misery then. You think we get more joy out of the fact talking about how disappointed life has been. No, I'm telling you how life can be if you get a vision and you get to choose how you perceive it. Oh my God, I feel like preaching. And so a lot of folks love on say, man, when you gonna get married? Bishop, I'm waiting. What you waiting on? I'm just trying to find one. I say, your eyes are bad. Your eyes are bad. Can I get on? So that's vision. The cognitive vision is more like foresight and imagination. I almost told you one of my visions, and it's coming real close, but I can't because you'll stop giving to me. I want some of you give to me because you think I'm poor. You feel bad, you know, whatever. Somebody said, never let your right hand know what your left hand, never let your left hand know what your right hand do when you give it. I said, no, you got that scripture wrong. That was talking about poor people. What do you mean? He said, oh, words, don't get the big head because you bless somebody. You see, you can let your left hand or your right hand know what you're doing when you give to me because I ain't poor. And he says, if you give to an anointed person, then it'll return unto you. Good measures, pressed down, shaken, gathered, and running over. Man, give it. So cognitive vision. I need a vision. I have a vision for the church. I don't have time. I have a vision, and everything that I see in this moment checks me about what I see for the future. And there's certain things you can't just do it your way and come into the vision that I have. You can't shift things to fit you when you're in a vision that you need to be trying to fit into. So they're gonna know your name because they're gonna say you're a fountain of truth. You look like one. But you can't be independent of us and be like us. So let's look at it. Can I keep talking like this? Okay, I'm trying to get somewhere. Okay, so cognitively, I need a vision for my life. He says, cognitively, visions refer to the power of imagination and the ability to think and or plan ahead. If I got a vision, I have the ability to think and plan ahead. My wife didn't spend all this money on the birthday, and I tried to just act like I wasn't gonna go with it, but she paid me no attention. Just kept right on doing what she's doing. And so I needed a vision of how I'm gonna pay for it. Because I know she's gonna say, when you had a vision or a dream, I stood by you. I worked while you laid in the bed and prayed. Now you gonna tell me that I got a vision and you ain't gonna help me with my vision? You a dirty, low-down dog. That's a thing, that's a thing. So I'm sitting here, Lord, show me. Give me a vision for October. Please give me a vision. Because she ain't changed her mind. I can't shame her. I can't pout. I can't do anything. She just keep right on. She said, you want to go taste the food? I said, no, I don't want to taste the food. I don't want no food. What I need right now is a vision. How I'm gonna pay for this if y'all don't show up? Because they not letting me, well, you know, it rained. Mr. Man, I need my money. Okay. Cognitively, a vision refers to the power or ability of the imagination and the ability to think or plan ahead of time. It's not now, it's not now. You know, without a vision, without a plan. I remember when Brother Miller came up and told me about this little lawn economy, and God knows we had no idea it would ever get this big. I guess he did, I didn't. I was just trying to encourage him. I'm like, man, you know how bad these kids, I wouldn't be wasting my time. They look bad, not had kids. Their parents is crazy and all that. He just kept on saying, you know, I can't help it. If it wasn't for my grandmother, I wouldn't be who I am. Does somebody need a mother? I'm like, and then he said, I just want you to pray with me. Who am I? I ain't gonna pray with him. And I'm like, I don't even believe in him, but I gotta pray with him because his vision, look at how he 450 strong and several campuses, 4 campuses. I'm sorry, I had that wrong. He got a big 720 strong, 720 kids strong. That's a lot of babies. That's a lot of babies. You talking about a father for the fatherless. Come on. Because he had a vision for the future. Double laugh us, you know, because if we get a vision, God said he'll order your steps. But you will have nothing for God to work with. He says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Hope is a desire held in expectation with the belief that it will come to pass. And so faith is the substance that brings it to pass. But when there is no hope, there is nothing for faith to work on. And when you become complacent, you cancel God's involvement. What's your future look like? What's your future? What's your future look like? Come on. I don't care how many mistakes you made. I told a person, I said, quitters, I feel like preaching. Y'all didn't give me, what time? I got 25 minutes. I'll make it work. I said to a person, I said, the saying is quitters never win and winners never quit. I said, but some people hear it wrong. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. You heard that? What you heard was, in your mind, winners never fail. That's not what it said. It says winners never quit. Sometimes you gotta fail your way to the winning spot. And because you're so afraid of failure, you can't get the information you need for success. Touch your name and say, when is the last time you failed at something and didn't quit? Pastoring us for 45 years, I didn't fail a lot of times, but I didn't quit. Sometimes I felt like it, but I didn't. And so, but it's the vision. The vision pulls you. It constrains you. It won't let you quit. Come on, I'm coming. I promise I'm gonna sit down and y'all have to deal with Matt after I finish. Even life's vision, a personal vision is a roadmap or a guiding light that reflects on the core values and the desired future. You want to create. It answers your why and provides purpose for your daily action and goal setting. You see, a lot of folk got a vision, but they haven't turned it into a goal. It's not a goal until it's measurable. Daughter, come here. I need you to get a vision for 50 grand. Work on your imagination. Get out of your pain. Let's do it again. I need you to get a vision for 50 grand. You see? Is it a desire? You see it? Now take this vision for 50 grand and turn it into a goal. If you take the vision for 50 grand and turn it into a goal, then it has to be measurable. How long is it going to take you? With God's help now. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Okay. See, if you start thinking on you, you start counting your bills.
Right. I can't do that.
But that ain't God's vision, you see. You may be broker than broke right now. Your broke may be broke, but that's not where your vision is, where your brokenness is. Your vision is in the God that provides.
Right. I appreciate that.
You appreciate that. So he'll give you what you ask. Now unto him that is able to give you abundantly above all that you can ask or think. So why are you scared to ask?
Okay. Let me break out my list again.
You should break out. Okay, let's do it again. Get a vision. 50 grand. Or should I come down to 500? Okay. Some people's vision is where their pocket is.
No, you leave it right there.
Leave it right. She said, leave it right there. How long you think it might take? Huh?
30.
It's going, what did you say?
With God.
No, how long?
30 days.
30 days. Oh, shoot, I'm scared of you. Okay, that's what it says. You know, it didn't say above all you can want. It says think.
I'm thinking.
You thinking. You think, y'all with her? She said she's thinking. I mean, she said 30 days. Did you hear her? Because I'm her pastor and she listened to me sometime. It's not what you think consciously. It's what you think in your conscience, your beliefs and values. Now, down in her conscience, she has not altered her being to believe God for 30,000, 50,000 in 30 days. That's what she said consciously, but it has not been communicated to your conscience, which controls your life. I talked about that last week. Your consciousness control and power your life. So she said, man, that would be good. If I got 50, y'all would shout, I'll buy all y'all something. Ice cream or something. And then when it doesn't come to pass, the enemy will laugh because you didn't know the process. You didn't know the process. You can't just say something consciously because your subconscious won't let you stay there because it's going to bring you back in alignment with your conscience, what you believe. You with me? You got me? You make sense? So how long you think it's going to take? The 50 grand. No, I don't know what you changed. I'm talking to you. You got to change anything for me. This is your dream.
Let me see.
That means you need to spend some time, find out what's holding me back. Is it my upbringing? Is it my training? Is it my perception of who I am that caused me to limit my possibilities? You see? You with me? Okay, you with me? So you go talk to God about that. Elder Gardner, come here, dear. Elder Gardner was about ready to give up the ghost. She felt like she had did everything she could do, and it's time for her to retire. She's been my right hand for the last 57 years, and she started telling me, you know, you need to get somebody to replace me. I'm just trying to let you know, you need to get somebody. I don't want you without nobody help. I'm taking care of you as best I can. But now, I ain't right. And I'm like, oh, really? Are you trying to protect me because you finna leave me or what? I said, I think something wrong with your thinking, boo. So I said, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say, can I stir her thinking? We had this big day for her. And she found out how valuable she is to the earth. She changed her mind, decided that she wanted to live, and that God is not through with me yet. So she calls me the other day. You don't mind me telling your business, right? You know I'm gonna tell it anyway. I don't tell everybody's business, but those, you know, we can survive. She said, I just want to know, how much do you spend when you do the picnic? I said, She said, just on the food and stuff. I said, we spend a lot of money. She said, no, I just need to know what you spend. I said, I really don't know, because, you know, when Lady T and Pastor Matt get together, it's just... I said, the advantage we have is that everybody bring their tent, so we don't have to feed everybody, just those don't bring their tent. She said, well, I just need an idea. I said, well, what you doing? She said, I want to prepare a big banquet for all the seniors in my building. I said, well, that's not bad. She said, but wait a minute. I want to open up into all 22 senior open housing complex. I said, what? You serious? She said, yeah, I'm going to send an invitation to everybody who's a senior and tell them to come to our grand festival. I said, well, she's alive. Go on back to your seat, girl. She's alive. All of a sudden, she had a vision of how to end her year or her life. And we got people who come, but they have no vision, and they live by the moment. And so I'm asking, are you a person of vision? You know, anybody who's engaged or who have a person in your life and it's been 10 years and you ain't married yet? You didn't have a vision. I'm sorry, I see y'all. You didn't have a vision. You didn't have a vision for each other. You're living in the moment. And every moment looks like it gets closer, the devil will do something to keep you from doing what you need to do. Because you had no vision that would guide you. I just thought I'm preaching too heavy for you. I'm preaching. And so here we are. We talking about 20 millionaires. Come on now, let anybody holler. Talking about 20 millionaires. Everybody think that's you. Stand up. Come on, give the Lord a praise. How many know that? Yeah, see, y'all even want to sit back down before I get through. Yeah, sit on back down. Sit on back down. Sit down. That was just an emotional response. How many of you know that even though you said that consciously and you believe it consciously, it's not who you are in your conscience or in your person? So there's a good chance you're going to try and fail because you never got to the thing that makes you who you are in agreement, that will make you sacrifice and do without in order you get to your goal. You've convinced, I'll leave that alone. There are certain things when you have a vision or a way of belief or something, when something violates, it disturbs your whole spirit. You see? And I'm literally sick, Brother Miller, if I don't have no money in my pocket. I just feel like I'm not the person that I am. And then I start keeping less in my pocket because my kids know if they need cash, they'll say, hey, Dad. I said, well, you got any cash on you? Especially that day, Daniel. He said, I want to bless somebody. I said, yeah. He said, I'll get it back to you. I'll get it back to you. He said, I cash app you. I'm like, yeah, cash app? I mean, that's going to take cash, and I got to figure out how to get my cash out of the cash app without the government know how much cash I got. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just go to the bank, bring my cash back? You don't cash app me. Just go bring my cash back. Get you some cash. You know. I said, how many? You got $400, $500? I said, $400, $500? What you going to do? I need to pay somebody. I said, you need to get some cash. Because if I do this, I'm going to be broken. I really ain't going to feel good. Vision. I'm coming. Pastor Matt, come on. I got 12 minutes, they say. Business vision. I need a vision. For an organization, a vision statement is a forward-looking declaration of what a company ultimately wants to achieve or become in long terms, serving as a strategy guide for decision making. A lot of folk got a business. They think they got a business. They don't have a business. They in self-employed. You have no vision for what your company's supposed to look like in so many years. Oh my God. Are y'all still with me? I got 11 minutes. And so what's happening is the Bible says, and it's a truism, without a vision, or where there is no vision, people perish. Pastor Matt had gotten together and I don't know how long, one time I'm trying to position him to become the next pastor of the church. But I want him also to be the people's pastor. So give a chance. And so I said to him, I said, son, I really believe in you because you love people. That's one thing out of the other things you don't do right, but you do love people. And I said, God can work with that. You don't need a leader who don't love God's people, and particularly unconditionally. You see, you gotta, I got some real knotheads up in here. You have no idea who might be sitting next to you. But God loves them. And since I'm supposed to represent the love of God, I have to love them also unconditionally. Am I making sense here? And so we're trying to, so I said to him, I said, son, here's what I want you. I want you to deal with or put together the organization, and I'm going to slip over and work on the organism, and this is going to be our vision strategy for the growth of the church. And he took it on, and I mean, I got to give it to him and Lady T. They're doing amazing. They're doing an amazing job. Come on, y'all owe them a praise. What they do, you can't pay for it. You see, come on, give them another praise. I'm not praising them because they're my kids. I'm just praising them because the gift and anointings on their life that's laying foundation for future growth in this house and a communication channel is like none other. I'm just giving them a praise. Hard working. We went to a conference or went to a preacher's house. He said, if you work hard, you need to play hard. I think he picked that up. And I'm like, I've been working hard. I need to play hard. You're all down in Cabo. I wish I was at church. No, you don't. You was at Cabo. Come back, he went to Vegas. I'm just playing hard. I don't work hard. I'm playing hard, me and my baby. I'm like, okay, I got you. He's got a vision. I said, listen, are you a person of vision? Are you what is your vision for your disruption in your relationships? All of us got some Pookies in our family. Every family got a Pookie or several. And maybe you the Pookie. I don't know who it is. But you got to get a vision that you won't stay there. And so it's so important that you understand this is an indictment. This is a truism. And I see people who trying to be successful but have no vision, a preferred future that they're working on. And I want you to see this, and I'm going to call Pastor Matt up, and I'm going to give you 15 seconds of my time back. What happens when there is no vision? What happens when there is no vision? The A clause of Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, where there is no vision, the people perish. People perish. What does that word mean? The word perish means to cast off restraints. You see? Cast off restraints. No vision. So you make a decision in the moment because you have no vision for your future to guide you in the moment. And so, you cast off restraint. You say stuff like, I'll figure it out. Number two, where there is no vision, people wander aimlessly. They wander. They just live. They get them little hot moments where, you feel good, but you're not going anywhere. You have no aim. And where is God? God said, I got nothing to work with. I have nothing to overcome. I have nothing to fix in your makeup to help you get where you're going because you don't know where you're going. And you can go anywhere when you don't know where you're going. You just drift that way. Number three, they become undisciplined. Yep. You got to be mentally tough to be disciplined because there's a war going on. Your emotions are saying one thing and your wisdom is saying something else. So you got to learn how to think, pause, make a decision, and then act. Most of us think and act. We're repulsive by emotion, and then we cancel. The devil steals what we had for future opportunities. Future opportunities. If someone is getting ready to discard a house that's worth $200,000, and all they need is you to have 30, would you be prepared for the opportunity? You can't go and get prepared for the opportunity. Am I preaching to it? It's too heavy. You have to prepare for the opportunity. I believe, Brother Miller, my money's blessed. I just believe that. I believe it should have more currency power than everybody else's money because it came from the Lord. It came from the Lord. As much money as my wife spends, she's a good steward because she won't buy nothing unless it's on sale. It's got to be on sale. I say, babe, can you pick me up a crew neck? She said, what color you want? I said, I want this color. You see it? Yeah, I see it. I said, okay. She come on, she says, I didn't get it. I said, why you didn't get it? She said, it wasn't on sale. She said, it's supposed to be on sale next week. I said, what? You didn't get it because it's going to be on sale. Yeah, I get 30% off next week. I'm like, I need the shirt now. And you want me to wait next week when you get 30% off the shirt. Do I look like I need 30% off a shirt? So I try not to interfere with her because that's her vision. That's how she sees things. The only problem with her vision, Brother Miller, is when she get 30 off, she should buy 10. I say, you didn't get a sale, you got sold. But anyway, without a vision, families drift. Families drift. Without a vision, churches just lose focus. Don't want to lose my focus. There are a lot of people doing a lot of stuff and it's working for them, but it won't work for my vision. You see, some of the ends don't justify the means in my spirit. Where there is no vision, individuals lose purpose. What is your purpose? What is your daughter, if you got that 50 grand, what the purpose of it gonna be? You're gonna ride them high, dog. We're gonna ride them high. I'll be back. I'm back, y'all. No, that ain't the purpose. You see, you gotta figure out what's the purpose if you're gonna be stewards over God's wealth. And he says you ought to be blessed so you can be a blessing. And God said, if you work within my program, I'll push you to the top. But you can't do it your way. Can't do it your way. I'm almost done. Come on, Pastor, get me. Listen, we need a vision. Catch life by the tail and add vision for a better future. Catch life by the tail. But I got you now. I know it's in my thinking. I need vision because God is going to back me. Catch it by the tail and add a vision for a better future. Another note here. It says, don't let complacency rob you of life's greatest opportunities. You can't get satisfied too soon. Are you still with me? Last note, well, another note. Life is yours for the asking. So ask life for its best.